Hello, everybody. I want to tell you a cautionary tale from the not-so-distant past. Maybe just about 3, 4, 5 weeks in the past, actually. And it's from my life. About 4 weeks ago, something like that. Yeah. I had my first cigarette. I'm 22 years old. And I am someone who has been vehemently opposed to smoking my entire life, more or less, with my conviction in this belief growing seemingly only stronger as I got older and was more and more surrounded by lots of folks smoking cigarettes and whatnot. Being a musician, being in the scene, liking to hang out in Philadelphia, drinking in bars, you meet a lot of smokers. And it was weird getting older and realizing, wow, young people do smoke. Because when you're a kid, it's like, smoking is what adults do. Smoking is what all the old people, all the men in your family do. But then it's weird being someone who has always thought of themselves as someone who will never smoke, being surrounded by people my age smoking. So anyway, very, very opposed to smoking cigarettes my entire life. My grandfather also died of lung cancer, who I was very close with, and he was about a 2-3 pack a day smoker. Actually lived to 73. But when that happened, when that was happening, that had kind of sealed the deal for me. And it was something I prided myself on. So fast forward to about 6 weeks ago, and I try my first cigarette. What happened? Well, I hang out in this smoking bar quite a bit in Philadelphia, and it was weird that I was hanging out there because I'm not a smoker. But the truth is, I just really, really love this bar. I love the crowd, the people, the atmosphere. It's a great spot to hang out, have a drink, have a lot of drinks. So anyway, I'm at this bar, and I was going through some stuff at the time, and it's not exactly important what I was going through necessarily, but what is important is the way it made me feel that made me willing to try a cigarette, which was that I had my guard down. I had let my cigarette guard down. I was sitting at this table playing chess with some other bar goers, and the girl sitting directly to my left pulls out a small bag of tobacco and rolling papers, and she starts rolling this cigarette. And at first I look at her and I think, oh, she's rolling a joint. She was not rolling a joint. I look closer, I say, oh, are you rolling a cigarette? And she goes, yeah. And she goes, you want one? And I stop and I think about it, which is so weird because I never thought about it. I would just say no. I would just say no. I didn't want it. I never, ever wanted to try it. I was not interested. I had not had a drag in my life up to this point. So, I think about it. And for some reason, I say yes. Now, it's also worth mentioning that at this point in time, I was 3 years sober from nicotine as well. I was never really a heavy nicotine user, just never got bit by that. I would be hitting people's vapes and whatnot. But as far as I was concerned, I was done with nicotine. About 3 years ago, I just decided I hated it. It's too easy to do too much of it. It's not good for me. So I said, I'm done. I'm never doing this again. And for 3 years, I did that. Wouldn't even hit someone's vape once. So I get that nicotine rush when I light up this cigarette, and, I had a couple beers. Man, I felt awesome. Like, it was great. Really, it was great. I was bit. I was totally hooked that instant. And from that night on, I'd say the next couple nights, next couple nights I was at the bar or out or doing anything, I'd be bumming cigarettes off people a lot. And I was doing that so much to the point where I said, like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to buy a pack of cigarettes. Then you're in trouble once you buy your own pack. That's bad. That's really bad when you buy your own pack. And so I actually bought a pack from the cigarette machine at the bar, and I think I maybe felt better about it because there's something novel about the cigarette machine as opposed to just going to the corner store and asking for a pack of smokes. So I get my pack, Marlboro Reds. I did want American Spirits because they're all the same price, which is $18.95 from that machine. But I got Marlboro Reds because they were out of American Spirits. And I think I chain smoked about 10 cigarettes in a little over an hour after that. And I just remember telling some of my friends about it, and my friends hearing that I smoked were like, "You're smoking? Like, why are you smoking?" Because they had all known me as someone who just would never smoke. Anyway, chain smoked 10 cigarettes. That pack eventually ran out quickly, as you can imagine. And I start bumming cigarettes again the next few times I'm at the bar. And then I cave and I buy another pack. This time I did get my American Spirit Yellows that I was craving. And at this point, my smoking is just localized to the bar. However, I'm admittedly at this bar a lot. I'm not drinking heavily at the bar a lot, but I'd say about last 6 weeks, stopping about a week, 2 weeks ago, I was in the city a lot and very often, and I'd kind of made a habit out of stopping in just for a beer or two and talking to some people. Anyway, so my smoking was just kind of localized to the bar at this time, and eventually it wasn't. There was a day where I actually smoked outside. Just outside, just doing something. Not at my house. God, no. Whew, my mom would kill me. But it was moving. And I had been thinking it over and talking about it with myself and my friends. Like, I can't do this. I gotta not do this. Like, I have to stop, right? And eventually I realized I was in an impasse. I lost my pack of American Spirits the same day that I first smoked a cigarette away from the bar. And I realized I had lost it once I had made it to the bar, and I sat down and I thought, I'm just going to have a smoke and talk to some of these people about my day. I realized my pack was missing, and I bummed a couple cigarettes that night. And then I think I went home and I thought, man, I'm glad I lost that pack because I think I'm done. I think I'm done. This is stupid. I feel like I'm in an impasse here, right? Not an impasse. I feel like I'm at a crossroads here. I can go one of two ways. I can either have this become some weird lifelong habit that I do off and on, or I can just turn back the clock and just say, you know what? I'm just going to go back to how I was before and just say, I just never do this. I never do this. So that's what I did. And that was about 3 weeks ago. 2.5 weeks ago. I don't know. But I haven't had a cigarette since then. And I don't want one. That's the weird thing. I am just back to that mindset I had before of, I don't even think about it. No, I don't want that. I don't like that. That's yucky. I don't know. So that's a story of how I almost became a smoker. And even though I don't know how exactly I just flipped the switch to go back, well, in part probably because I wasn't truly addicted to it yet. Even though I switched that switch to go back, I don't really know how I did it, and you know what? I don't really think it matters. I think I'm just glad that I'm not a smoker And I'm pretty confident that I am going to stick to it and just, nope, I don't do that. Anyway, please quit smoking if you smoke. It's horrible for you. There are 0 reasons to smoke. There are no benefits to it whatsoever. Even observed social ones are not worth it. And yeah, that's it. Thank you all for watching. Take care of yourselves. Peace.